do things you aren't meant to do. But these exploits pale in comparison to the most powerful exploit of them all, Force Op exploits. The story of an exploit where you only needed 2 chests to destroy any Minecraft server completely. An exploit which effectively allowed players to log onto any Minecraft server and gain full admin and op permissions in mere minutes, giving them ultimate and unlimited power
It worked!
to do
Oh, I just set the spawn to air.
as they please.
There has not been anything comparable to this in the history of Minecraft.
To truly understand the magnitude of this exploit, we need to first explore the hierarchy of Minecraft exploits in general. And since we are investigating the damage that plugins and exploits can have on Minecraft servers, it's very important if you're looking for plugins that you should always buy or download them from a trusted source. That's why I'm glad that this video has been sponsored by Built by Bit, the largest marketplace for Minecraft assets, trusted by hundreds of thousands of server owners since 2014. Every resource on Built by Bit is extensively checked before approval to save you from installing malicious or broken content that can lead to dangerous server destroying exploits. Along with plugins, they also have categories for builds, models, and even entire server setups, so you can start your own server with just a few clicks. I've personally used them to find plugins for my very own server before. Check it out by clicking the link in the description. At the most basic, most common are low-level local exploits. Minecraft exploits which affect very niche or specific game functions and plugins on Minecraft servers or within the game itself. You can think of these as game, mod, or plugin bugs that lead to unintentional and potentially advantageous behavior in-game. For example, the bug in vanilla Minecraft where you can see through walls while in F5 mode, or where pigmen drop XP despite being killed by the environment, not the player. Or for example on my server where players were able to destroy blocks at spawn due to a plugin bug. Like I mentioned, these are ultimately bugs at their core and either pose very low risk of doing any harm or are barely advantageous in the slightest. You have all likely experienced such exploits before. They aren't anything special and are normal in all games outside of Minecraft as well. But then we take one step up to duplication exploits. Many of you have heard of duplication exploits before, methods of multiplying items beyond feasible attainability. Duplication exploits are rare but not that uncommon. Multiple dupe exploits are found every month, but that happens to also be their downfall, as while somewhat common in comparison to their power, duplication exploits are also extremely limited. There's only so much you can do with duplicated items at the end of the day, especially because many dupes only work on specific items or in very specific scenarios. That's where crash exploits enter next. Taking a further step up in power, evident by their name, crash exploits are methods of forcing a server to crash through various techniques such as sending too many packets or data to a server, or obtaining items and entities containing insane data that the server cannot process, amongst much more. Crash exploits tend to be rarer than duplication exploits, but also tend to be more powerful. Taking down an entire server is no small feat after all. But crash exploits are also extremely limited. Once again, you can take down the server, sure, but that's it, and it will only be a matter of time before their exploit is patched, rendering any damage done null and void. And that's normally where this little hierarchy of Minecraft exploits ends. You can't really go further up than duping and crashing. Exploits beyond that don't really exist or are so niche.
Own the night with the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra on O2. Supercharged Galaxy AI and stunning ultra-wide low-light shows. Pre-order now and save up to £480. Plus get Galaxy Buds 3 Pro for an extra £20. O2, see what you can do.
And isolated that they might as well not exist. The only way a more powerful exploit could exist is if you somehow gained a level of power you should never be able to get. At the very top of the hierarchy of Minecraft exploits in terms of power and rarity, virtually non-existent are what's known as Force Op exploits. A Force Op exploit is a Minecraft exploit where a player forcibly gains server operator status without the server's actual operators and admins knowing. In practice, that's often either /op, admin permissions, or somehow beyond that, console access. All permissions which should be restricted to only a handful of extremely trusted individuals. With server operator status, you can effectively do anything on a server. The potential for devastation is unlimited, but with great power comes exceedingly great rarity. In fact, up until this point in the entire history of Minecraft, there has never actually existed a true Force Op exploit.
This isn't the most powerful Force Op exploit ever, this is the only Force Op exploit ever.
Ignoring the YouTube clickbait, a true Force Op exploit where you can hop onto any server, big or small, and gain full access to operator powers in mere minutes is simply something that requires far too much to go wrong to ever logically be possible, or rather should require far too much to go wrong. Just like our so-called hierarchy of Minecraft exploits, there also exists a hierarchy, or what we are going to call a pillar, of Force Op exploits, with true Force Op exploits, the most powerful and rare of them all, yet to actually exist to this day, sitting at the very top. Beginning at the bottom are vanilla Force Op exploits. These are Force Op exploits which only work in the vanilla game, or more specifically on entirely vanilla Minecraft servers. The last time a decently known vanilla Force Op exploit existed was 2014, almost 10 years ago during Minecraft 1.8, where due to an oversight, Mojang allowed any player to execute any command from command blocks on servers. This allowed hacked clients to create command blocks with stored NBT data that could op players and much more, that could be activated through a dispenser, a feature which had to be patched out and never returned to the game since. Vanilla Force Op exploits are for the most part entirely useless nowadays because almost no notable Minecraft server runs vanilla server software due to its abysmal performance, opting to use modified server software known as Spigot or Paper instead. Moving up the pillar one step, we have plugin specific Force Op exploits and backdoors. Basically, these are Force Op exploits which can occur due to oversights in specific niche server plugins, or with plugins that have been manipulated to contain secret functions that allows malicious players in the know to execute commands at a console level. I'm sure you all know the 2b2t backdoor stories. Now, while both of these exploits sound powerful, the issue is that they are never globalized in the slightest, localized to niche specific servers, or just one single server overall. They almost never cause widespread issues because the plugins and thus exploit aren't widespread enough. As such, these tend to be isolated once-off type incidents. Moving another step up the pillar is where things get serious. Here are Force Op exploits in server software like Spigot or Paper. Effectively, these are oversights or bugs within the custom server software's code, or vanilla Minecraft's code which the custom server software does not prevent, that can be manipulated in-game somehow. The information on how many of these have existed in the past is extremely conflicting, as they tend to be patched very quickly before anybody malicious comes across them anyways. As far as is known publicly, there has only been one major instance of such an exploit in Minecraft's almost 15 years of existence, an exploit in 1.8 where signs could be created with custom NBT data. This allowed hacked clients to place signs with commands to op players that could be executed by anybody, including random players through a simple right click. Such an exploit was promptly patched, and due to the exploit occurring way back in 2014, it was never that widespread. I made a video about it here if you are curious. Furthermore, other server plugins often interfere with such Force Op exploits, so they are extremely inconsistent. Regardless, there has arguably never been a Force Op exploit as powerful since. Well, that is until now. Stepping up to the very top of the pillar, we finally arrive at the mythical True Force Op exploits. A True Force Op exploit is an exploit which you can expect to work on majority of Minecraft servers in existence, specifically the bigger, more notable ones. Now, unlike all the other levels of Force Op exploits we've talked about, True Force Op exploits don't take a specific form or function. All that's needed for a True Force Op exploit to be labeled as such is for it to be widespread and feasibly reproducible. Sounds easy, right? Well, that's where you are wrong. In order for such a force op exploit to exist, so many prior conditions have to be met. First of all, there has to be a plugin or server software or just something in general that is present on and used by almost all big servers, which the exploit is hidden away in. This is already extremely difficult because any of the small selection of plugins that are so widely used also are extensively tested because they are used by so many people and pushed to their limits every single day. Therefore, absolutely game-breaking bugs almost never exist in these plugins or are patched before anybody knows what's up. Second of all, the exploit has to be feasibly executable. It's no